Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Oklahoma. I salute the flag of the state of Oklahoma. Its symbols of peace unite all people.
Please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem sung by AMS 8th grader Lynn Gaddy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated and bow your heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all the veterans who have gathered with us today. We also want to thank you for all the veterans who could not be here today for their service and bravery. I also want to thank you for the current soldiers and families and their sacrifices they made for our freedom. In your name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Alva Middle School Student Council would like to welcome you to today's ceremony and thank you for attending. We are here today to honor our service members and to remember the sacrifices they have made and the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. The writer Michael de Montaigne once said, "Valor is stability, not of arms and legs, but of courage and the soul." Many of these brave men and women didn't ask to leave their homes to fight on distant battlefields. Many didn't want to go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call because they wanted to protect a nation that has given them and us so much. Since the first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord and our Revolutionary War began, American men and women have been answering the nation's call to duty. Thank you, veterans, for joining us today. At this time, I would like to introduce the 7th and 8th grade mixed choir. They will be singing Thank You, Soldiers.
Okay, while they're being seated, I want to introduce Mr. Rowdy Yates. He is not on our program. He is going to speak at the high school assembly today, and he joined us. So we're going to give him a few minutes to kind of show you some things that he brought with him. He's a Vietnam War veteran from a citizen of Potawatomi Nation. So I would like you to welcome Mr. Rowdy Yates.
How was on? Need you not? I just thought a lot of them for hello, my friends. At this time, I'd like the veterans to stand, please, if you can. We come back from Vietnam. We did not get a welcome home. This is my salute. Present Army. Welcome home. Order. Order. Thank you. McQueen. You may be seated. I'm a member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation. I am the service officer. I am a designated tribal veterans representative. I've been asked to come today to honor our veterans and inform you of our native heritage. You've seen the movie, The Windtalkers, the Navajos. They were code talkers. They had a code within a code. In Vietnam, I was a code talker. I was an official crypto analyst. I talked in code and I kept the code. I saved American lives. And what we done, my group, was the Army Security Agency. We were not in Vietnam. 5 years ago, we were finally recognized that we were there. If we was killed in Vietnam, we was in a training accident in the Philippines. I have several outstanding pictures here. I got a war tomahawk. I got our vice chairman in us making a naming ceremony for our tribal veterans. I got a picture here with Mary Fallon. I was so secret that I did not get my service medals from Vietnam until the year 2000. That's how secret I was. The Army didn't even recognize me. Also, I got a statement of the 313th Ready Research Battalion in Vietnam. Also, got a statement here from the State Senate, a citation acknowledging my service in Vietnam. I would like to thank everyone here that supports our veterans. Is there any questions? One thing I forgot to do, I have 4 names. My given name, Clyde Yates. My nickname, Rowdy, like Rowdy Yates on Rawhide. my assigned code name. I can't tell you that. If I did, I'd shoot you. I don't have to do it. Then my Indian name, G-Jaco. That means, in Potawatomi, the devastator of the enemy. And that's what my unit did. We interpreted, we intercepted, we decoded, we translated the enemy's communications. We devastated it. And I was named after that. And a lot of these gentlemen here, they also devastated the enemy. We are survivors. But we lost a lot of our comrades, our buddies over there. We lost a lot in World War I, World War II. I got a tribal member that had fought in the Battle of the Bulge. And I got him up to 80% for PTSD. He's seen a lot of violence and a lot of death. But my main aim is Vietnam veterans because that touches me. We were there, but we were not there. McWish, thank you.
When Francis Scott Key wrote The Star-Spangled Banner almost 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. Throughout this nation's history, America's soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and to turn back aggressors. We can never fully repay our debt of gratitude to more than 650,000 American service members who died in battle, or the 1.4 million who were wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank the 25 million veterans still living today. These words are inscribed in a Korean War memorial in Washington, D.C. Our nation honors her sons and daughters who have answered the call to defend a country they never knew and a people they never met. Those words apply equally to many of our World War I, World War II, Vietnam War, and Gulf War veterans as well. They apply to today's active duty service members, tomorrow's veterans who are helping to maintain peace throughout the world. Today, it's our privilege to say thank you to all of Americans' veterans, to let them know that we appreciate them for their service and honor them for their sacrifice. The price of freedom is high. We cannot afford to forget those willing to pay it. Today, we celebrate America's veterans for keeping this nation the land of the free and the home of the brave. At this time, we would like to introduce our honored guests. As the microphone is passed around, please state your name, branch of service, and time served. We ask that you hold your applause until all have been introduced.
Alan Wilson, 189, Field Artillery, Army.
Bill Wilkes, Alva, Oklahoma Army National Guard, B Battery, 1st 189th Field Artillery, 21 years and retired, Staff Sergeant.
Ken Myers, Marine Corps, 1961, 1967.
Mike Winkles, United States Marine Corps, Desert Storm.
Jeff Blackshaw, U.S. Army, 1973, 1993.
Dan Sturmeyer, U.S. Army, 1957 to 1977.
Stan Ogren, U.S. Army, Fort Sill,
Horace Nelson, 11th Airborne Division. I served at Fort Campbell, Kentucky from 53 to 55.
Mark Bridger, U.S. Army Air Corps, 1943 to 45.
Dennis Nelson, United States Navy, 1965 to 1969, Explorer Squadron 9, Vietnam.
Randall Graham, U.S. Army, 1985 to 1991, 4th Battalion, 27th Artillery, 77th Marine.
Darrell Wiley, 1967, Vietnam. I was a corpsman.
Darren Whiteley, Oklahoma Army National Guard, 1990 to 2010, an Iraq War veteran.
Lynn Easley, U.S. Army, Korea, 1952.
Leslie Houston, U.S. Navy, 1952 to 60.
Craig Jones, United States Navy, Senior Chief Aviation Ordnanceman, 25 years in the Navy, 68, 69, and 70 in Vietnam as a helicopter door cover, supporting Navy SEALs and Sea Wolves.
Scotty Cox, U.S. Navy, 1993, still serving.
Specialist Clad, Armor Reserves, Operation Enduring Freedom.
Rod Durkin, U.S. Army, 1968, Okinawa.
Rodney Boats, U.S. Army, 69-71, Korea, 70-71.
Sergeant Timothy Thomas, 1988 through 2012, Iraqi war veteran.
Chuck Blankfoot, U.S. Navy, 1954-1958.
Larry Lewis, Vietnam, 1967.
Justin Scribner, U.S. Marine Corps, Oklahoma Army National Guard, Iraq and Afghanistan veteran, 94 to the present.
Merle Wilkins, Vietnam, 69-71, 173rd Airborne Brigade.
Norfolk White, U.S. Army retired, part of the Quartermaster Corps, quite a few years.
Gary Stanley, Sergeant, U.S. Air Force, 1969 through 73.
Robert McMurphy, Korean War, 53 to 55, service Germany.
Gil Michaelis, I served in the Air Force, 1955 to 1960, stationed at Harmon Air Force Base in Finland.
Kenny King, United States Air Force, 1968 through 1972. 1969, 1970 in Vietnam.
Lee Creedmoor from 1955 to 64, then re-enlisted in 76 to 99, Oklahoma Army National Guard.
Roger Barnett, United States Coast Guard, 1965 to 1971.
Arden Chafee, Oklahoma Army National Guard, 1969 to 1975.
Bernie Thorne, United States Navy, served on the USS Anderson during the Korean War on troop transport, and then finished out in 53 and 54 on the USS Willis A. Lee.
Skeeter Bird, U.S. Army, 1980 to 2005.
Roy Barrett, U.S. Navy, 1956-1958.
John Getty, United States Army, served in the 519th Maintenance Division, 66 to 72.
Harold Longer, United States Army, 1953 to 1955.
Prior to Newberry, Coach Turco held graduate assistantships at East Carolina University under Skip Holtz, the University of South Carolina under the legendary Coach Lou Holtz, the University of St. Mary in Kansas, and St. Peter's College in New Jersey. Coach Turco began his coaching career at alma mater of Western New England University in Springfield, Massachusetts. Coach Turco received a bachelor's degree in history from Western New England, where he played football for the Golden Bears. He also obtained a Master's of Art and Education degree from the University of St. Mary's. Coach Turco also served in the United States Marine Corps, and he was honorably discharged after spending his career in the infantry. Coach Turco and his wife Melissa have been married for 4 years and have 2 beautiful dogs, Sarge and Dolly. Please help me welcome Mr. Kevin Turco.
Just to clarify, my wife actually wrote my bio, and she felt it necessary to include our dogs, who are kind of like our kids at this point. So, but before we begin, I'm extremely humbled to be in the presence of such extraordinary men that are to the left of me. I did serve in the United States Marine Corps, but I certainly, I don't think I've done some of the things that these fine men to my left have done. So, quite honestly, I'm very, very humbled and privileged to be able to stand and represent you guys today. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But I was thinking, I thought today, without a doubt, was an important day because it signifies what so many people have done prior to, for this country and so forth. But I was going through some research before I came over here. And I looked at all the American casualties throughout each major conflict this country has been involved in. And you look at the Civil War, and you had 214,938 people that lost their lives. In World War I, 53,402 Americans lost their lives. World War II, 291,557 Americans were killed in action. Korean War, 33,686 Americans were killed in action. Vietnam, 47,424 people, Americans, were killed in action. Moving on to the Gulf War, the first Gulf War, there was 149. And it may not seem as much as in some of the other wars. Those are 149 children of people that are from the United States of America, and they were, heroes for the United States. Afghanistan, 1,742 Americans died. Iraq, 3,527. In the War on Terror, 5,281. And let's not forget our missing in action Americans as well. To this day, we've got 38,159 Americans, to this very day, that have not come home to see the parents, see their wives, see their children. And all those families have hope, is that they, that brothers, they've just obviously perished. So, with that in mind, I think that really, speaking to the middle school here, and for the young men and women that are in this room right now, if there's anything that you take from the presentation today, I think the biggest thing you take from it is obligation. I think every man and woman in this room, these younger Americans that are in this room right now, need to understand that these people that have gone before you, these extraordinary men to my left, that have given an incredible sacrifice. They've sacrificed their time, they've sacrificed their talents, and for you to be able to do the things that you do each and every day, and to honor them, I think you've got to understand that you have an obligation. You have an obligation to be the very best you can be in all that you do each and every day. Every time you get up and go to school and you don't want to go to school, you have an obligation to honor them, because their efforts and their sacrifices have truly provided you an opportunity to do the things that you do. You want to cross seas? We've all been in different countries. Not everyone has the opportunities that you guys have. You can do whatever you want in this country. Everyone knows as long as you put forth the effort, you got a dream, you can do it. But it's these guys to my left, the men and women that have served in these armed forces throughout all these years, have granted you this opportunity. And they've never asked for anything other than for you just to go out every day and be the best American, the best person you could possibly be. Talk about obligation. This extends to your families. Be the very best son, be the very best daughter. Be the best brother, be the best sister. Be the best nephew, be the best niece. Be the best student you could possibly be. Help others. Do everything you can to help others, your students, your friends, so forth. And lastly, I think you need to be grateful. It's important to thank these people. They're not asking for it. I promise you they're not. But it's nice to let people know that you know what they have done for you. And I encourage you to be the difference in a society that, young people today speak about their rights and privileges. I ask you here at middle school in Alva, Oklahoma, to set the tone and set the trend where you guys talk about your obligations and responsibilities. Be different. And thank these people to my left. They have done far greater in the military than I have ever done. And I'm extremely honored to be next to them and representing them. And Mr. Rowdy Yates, we've got Rowdy too at Northwest Oklahoma State, Rowdy Ranger. So we've got something in common. And I want you to know that the man that inspired me to join the United States Marine Corps was also a Vietnam veteran. And this man explained to me the troubles and the adversities that you guys went through when you guys came home. So I want you to understand that this weekend, the Northwest Oklahoma State football team will give you and all the guys here in this room our best effort. And we're going to dedicate this game to you guys. And that's just a little something that we can do. And they'll be thinking about you guys on Saturday. And I promise you, for 4 quarters, they will give you everything they have to let you guys know how much they appreciate you. So I appreciate it. So with that in mind, I'm going to turn the microphone over, but I appreciate the opportunity to stand in front of you guys. I'm humbled. I can't say that enough. And for you young people in here again, be thankful. You have an obligation. You have an obligation to each and every day to be the very best you can be. Doesn't mean you don't fall short of the mark. We all do. But each and every day you have a burning desire to be the very best that you can be. People have given you, like the men to my left, the opportunity to be able to do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Let us take a moment to remember and salute your unselfish way. God bless you, dear veterans, today and every day. We thank you for our freedom, for our safety you secure. We thank you for your time away, our liberty you have bought. In remembering all the men who died, the battles fought, the tears we cried, we honor and respect you and remember you with pride. Saluting you as our heroes, we feel so very blessed. We really do admire you. You are our nation's very best. At this time, we would like to share with you a tribute to our local veterans. In this presentation, you might notice a few familiar faces. Following this video, please join us in a moment of silence, followed by the playing of taps by our very own AMS student, Tatiana Arizmendi.
On behalf of the Alva Middle School administration, staff and students, I would like to thank you for attending our program today. Veterans, please let us continue to honor you by attending a luncheon in your honor immediately following this program. Alva High School would like to extend an invitation to all veterans and community members to attend their Veterans Day program today at 1. Students, please remain seated until the guests have exited the gym. Mr. Sunderland will give you further instruction. In closing, let me leave you with the words spoken by Elmer Davis. This nation will remain the land of the free only as long as it is the home of the brave. To our heroes, a simple thank you seems so small. God bless you.